Welcome to another edition of Building a Better Sefton, and I'm absolutely delighted to have Amy Wright here, who is the owner of one of the world's best bookshops. It can be found in Crosby, which is in central Sefton. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
That's great. And the big question we're going to start with is, why will reading make a better Sefton? Big question.
It is. It's a good question as well. So there is a stat that World Book Day and other sort of charities and governing bodies have worked out and put together from research over many years, that the biggest indicator for future success in a child's life, regardless of the socio-economic background of the parents, is reading for pleasure. So, not only children in Sefton, worldwide, as long as they're reading and they're enjoying it and they're doing it for fun, then, that's only going to better their lives in the future. As we all know, those who do read, it relaxes you, it broadens your mind. It can only be a good thing to read. I read before bed. I always have done. I read with my children before bed. It's sort of, when it's part of a bedtime routine, I think it's a great thing. Or even if you just read at any point through the day when you've got time, it can only give positive benefits to people.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree completely there. And also, you get to step into someone else's shoes, view the world through different eyes. It develops your empathy. I always think reading will build a better Sefton.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at Pritchard's, apart from selling books, if you can go in a most beautiful bookshop, what else does Pritchard's do?
Okay, so we have just announced our second book club. We will be holding it in Peloto. It'll be once a month, and people have been asking about book clubs for quite a while now, and we just needed to wait for the right time. Once we announced it, it had sold out within 24 hours.
Wow.
We'd capped it at about 30 people. I went back to Peloto and said, do you think we might be able to up the number a bit? She said, let's try 35. They sold out, the extra 5 sold out straight away. I've now got a wait list for, because people are really keen. They still, they'd like another book club. So we're going to see how this first one goes. And then hopefully we might try and do a second night. My husband, Chris, runs a men's book club, and that is held at Round 8 on Cooks Road. And that's been really successful. They've got around 12 men who go to that. So plenty of room for anybody else who wants to join. We also run events in half term. So the last half term in February, we had a great author illustrator called Neil Coslett come, and he did all activities with the kids for his new book, Kid Potato. So that was really fun. We tried to run craft mornings as well during half term with one of our staff members, Lou. We do author events, book signings, and that, I think, is about it. I did go into a local school for World Book Day. We welcome kids and schools into the shop for World Book Day as well. So, yeah, we try and do plenty of things in the community when we can. It's fun.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, because people often just think, oh, it's a bookshop, you just open, you sell books, but you're definitely reaching out there, inviting people to build a book community.
Absolutely.
And starting conversations about books.
Yeah, so, absolutely. That's what we love.
Wonderful. Now, I could go to a bookshop, or I could go online and perhaps get it cheaper. Perhaps, right? Or I could go to Waterstones, which sort of seems to have the monopoly on book chains in the country.
Yeah.
But why are independent bookshops important up and down country?
So I'd say all of the reasons I've just mentioned, the events that we run and the community outreach and things, which you obviously aren't going to get if you get a book from a supermarket or online. We're also here to chat to people. A lot of customers come in and they will stay, a while. They'll chat to us and we'll have a nice catch up, you yourself included.
I stay too long. I could stay all day in a bookshop. I could.
Oh, and you know what? Please do, because we love it. Like we learn so much from our customers as well. It's not just you guys coming in and asking for recommendations or whatever. We learn something new every day, and it really is great. You're not going to get that, like I say, from an online shop or any other type of shop. Really, I think that's quite unique to an independent bookshop. Is we know our customers well. Now, again, with the community, I employ local people who live in Sefton, who then go and spend the wages in Sefton. So, it only increases increases the local economy. And again, with our big enemy online, we know who owns that, and we know that none of the money spent there is going to any of the local areas in the UK. So that's something that's very important. And again, with Waterstones, that is owned by a big American company. So although it might feel a bit more independent or a bit more like you're spending your money in a UK business, it's not. So none of that money is getting reinvested, into your local areas. So that's what we would absolutely encourage. Our favourite thing to do is to recommend books to people. So again, the supermarket staff aren't employed to do that. So you're not going to get as much of an in-depth sort of, recommendation as what we would give you and what we love to give you. Yeah.
No, I think they're great points. I never thought about the local economy, but you're quite right.
Yeah.
Independent bookshops do invest back into the local community, hire local people, and also I must say, when I come in and I discuss books, it's great. I just don't get that, oh, I don't really read, it's just my job to stack the shelves. You employ people who love books, and it's just beautiful.
Absolutely. And we all read different books as well. So you're always, if somebody comes in and asks for a recommendation, and it's for the type of book that I don't read, then I know that I can say, oh, do you know what? I'll bring Mitch over. He loves nonfiction. He loves books on art. Or I'll bring Ange over, who likes sort of contemporary and humorous and poignant books. Or I can speak to Christian, who loves YA and fantasy. And so we all love different things. I feel like you'll get like a rounded recommendation from us. We're not just going to pick something off the shelf and says, oh, this sells well, take that.
No, definitely. And I think that's the richness. Now, talking of reading, a final question, and this is really, really, really hard. What is your favourite book, and what are you reading now?
So I've got a few favourite books. I can't just say one, which is probably like most of us. Because what would you say? I think I've asked you this before, actually, about your favourite book, and you did tell me it was Midnight Children.
Oh, Salman Rushdie's. Yes, that is actually brilliant. But I would also say Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. I love Maggie Tulliver. She's my favourite heroine of all time.
Oh, now see, I've not read that one, so I'll have to add that to my list.
Yeah, and don't tell my wife, but if Maggie was available to marry, I would be there pleading my case.
I'm well, I think you might have shot yourself in the foot, because she'll probably listen to this now.
And I would also say a YA one is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas.
Yeah.
So,
brilliant.
And then I've probably got another 90 odd other titles as well.
Exactly. It's so hard. So depending on what somebody brings to the till, I'll be like, oh, that's my favourite book, you'll love it. But the ones I'll always say are Wuthering Heights, Grapes of Wrath, Young Mungo, the Harry Potter books, most Stephen King books. I love like a harrowing book. I love a book that'll really make you cry or will rip your heart out, but it also has to be well written. There has to be a lot of description for me, because I have aphantasia where I can't see pictures in my head. So I think this is why I like Stephen King particularly, because he is very descriptive. You find out about everything there is to know about each character. And I need that to give a full rounded story for me. So yes, they're my favourites. And what I'm reading at the moment is, I've brought this, I'll hold it up to the camera. Have you heard of Dungeon Crawler Khan?
Oh yes, that's been on many book influencers lists. Yes.
So it's been a bestseller, particularly in America. I think it's a bit of a cult phenomenon. But Penguin have recently published books 1 to 4 in that lovely hardback edition. 1 to 3, and then books 4 to 8, I think, or 4 to 7 are being published this week. Again, all in that lovely hardback edition. And it's fun. It's funny. I've laughed out loud quite a lot at it. It's like a bit of a sci-fi, computer gamey, apocalypse type book. And although I do love fantasy, I don't read sci-fi. So, but this is kind of a mix of both, really. And I'm enjoying it, so I recommend it to anyone who likes those types of genres. But I'm also reading with my children. So before bed, like I said before, we read. So me and my 9-year-old, Nate, are reading Turtle Moon by Hannah Gold. She's a lovely writer. So she's a middle grade writer, but they're always lovely adventures with definitely, a message within it as well, but definitely, about nature, and they're just lovely. So that's Turtle Moon. And then I'm reading with my 10-year-old Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and we are nearly finished. So, yes, they're what I'm and I'm also listening to, there's a great thing called Libro FM. And they are a competitor to the other big audio book brand. But Libro actually put money into independent bookshops. So if you go onto Libro, you know about Libro. If you pick an independent bookshop from their list of bookshops, then that bookshop will earn commission. And on Libro, I am listening to one called This Is Why We Dream. So that's a non-fiction book about dreams. So that is very good as well. So yes, so I've got 4 on the go at the moment.
Wow. that is just that shows your commitment, but also it shows your passion.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say I am reading. I just finished this, which is Enter Ghost, which is set in Palestine, and they decided to put on a production of Hamlet. But the themes are identity, and because it's so dangerous in Palestine, can we live as ghosts? Where we're neither living, not dead. And also, can art unite and bond people where politics can divide, but can a theatre production unite? It's got really, really good themes. And I am in a book club, and that is our book club choice. But the other one I'm reading, I absolutely adore the musical Wicked.
Same. That's my absolute favourite. Go on.
So I thought it was time to start to read the Gregory Maguire novel that inspired the musical.
Yes.
And I'm loving that because it's so political. It's really good. The themes of religion and female voices and animal rights, and it's just I didn't. Someone told me it was very different from the musical, which it
Yes.
absolutely is. I can't even see the connections.
It was probably me who told you that, because because it was a DNF for me. I couldn't, because of all of those themes. I think I couldn't concentrate on it. I need to give it another go when I'm sort of ready to be able to focus on it all. I think at the time it wasn't. I just couldn't. I'm gonna definitely have to give that another go, because, like you say, it's there's a lot going on. It's very different, but also very pertinent to sort of today's goings on.
Yes, I feel sometimes books, you have to have the right setting. It has to be the right moment for you to totally connect.
Yeah, absolutely. There's quite a few that I've sort of given up on over the years that other people have absolutely loved, or and I just always think to myself, I don't want to do those books a disservice, because it might have just been the wrong mood for me. I'm quite a mood reader, so once I finish a book, I'm excited to start a new one, but it has to be it has to be what I'm feeling at that moment. If I feel like I want to read a fantasy, I'll read a fantasy. But if I feel like I want to read a classic, I'll read a classic. So it has to be something that I've got a feeling for at that moment. And so all the books I've sort of given up on in the past, I just think maybe it just wasn't the right time for that book.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to say that whatever you read, it's your choice.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't feel guilty that we should be reading this and not that.
Yeah.
If we read and love and enjoy and connect, it doesn't matter the material.
That is absolutely true, actually. Yeah. And this is why it's important for children to be able to, pick what they want to read. And if they come in the shop and they want to pick up a comic book, let them read it, because it's about the pleasure that they get from it. You might not think that might be the type of book that you want the child you bring in to read or whatever, because we do get instances of that where whoever the child's with will say, oh no, don't pick another one of them or whatever. And I just think, if that's what they're passionate about, let's just let them do it. And it's the same for adults. Like you say, read what gives you enjoyment.
And then occasionally step outside your comfort zone and try something.
Which is
I must say,
go on.
I was going to say, I don't know if you've read We Need to Talk About Kevin.
I think I did years ago, absolutely years ago, yes.
Which was so harrowing. I think sometimes you should step back into your comfort zone.
Yeah, you definitely need a break from the harrowing books, a bit of light relief in between. But that's why book clubs are good, aren't they? Because it does take you out of your comfort zone, and you read things that you wouldn't necessarily pick up, and it can broaden your horizons. So I think that's why they're popular, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I think we could talk all day and all night and the next day, but thank you so much for being a great guest. All the best with Pritchard. How old is the shop?
So the shop is opened in 1975 by Steve and his mum in Crosby. He originally opened in Ormskirk, I think, but opened in Crosby in 1975. So we were 50 last April. And still going strong. So thank you to everybody who supports us and all our loyal customers. We're really internally grateful. And thank you for letting me be on your lovely show as well.
Yeah. Anyway, have a great day and keep reading and enjoy loads of books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheerio.
Right. Bye.